Welcome back to The Director's Garage. I'm your host and burnt resident idiot, Michael. I got a little crispy. Spent a day shooting in the sun, and I paid handsomely for it.
Ow!
But today we're going to close a loop. We're doing our third in a trilogy of Audio 46 What's in the Box episodes. That's coming up. So in case you hadn't figured it out, I was on the road this week. I did a couple of shoots down towards San Diego. One of them I posted about. I was interviewing the Beach Boys and John Stamos. I know, this pairing makes no sense whatsoever at first. But it turns out when the Beach Boys were struggling to book gigs in the early 1980s, John's sitcom Full House booked the Beach Boys as a guest star on their show. Well, the guys hit it off so well, they invited John on the road with them, and he himself is a musician, and he can even be seen a few years later when they recorded their music video for the Beach Boys' 1988 revival hit Kokomo, Aruba, Bahama, Come On Pretty Mama, for the Tom Cruise movie Cocktail. Yeah, that's John playing the steel drum. Anyway, I spent the night in San Diego, Carlsbad actually, and I knew I was taking the A&N Ultima SP1000 with me along with its new amp that I showed off last week on the show, and the headphone I chose was this one right here, the Focal Utopia. You know, every time I think I've got a headphone that will definitely beat the Utopia, I go back to it. And I'm just blown away by what a competent headphone the Utopia is. It does so much so right. It is bleeding fast. Everything is so sharp and on point. There is detail everywhere without ever becoming unnatural. I take this headphone for granted a lot, and it has sat in its case for 4, maybe 5 months unused. That's a tragedy. And you know, I've been enamored with the Stax and the Abyss and even the Empyrean, which I've probably logged as much time with as the Abyss this year, even with its technical flaws. But man, on Friday night, I was in bed writing this very episode with the Utopia pounding out the Doors Morrison Hotel. Peace Frog and Blue Sunday, what a pair of songs. And the Utopia with its SP1000 and amp combo driving it, it was just an epic pairing that night. So freaking good. The bass, and the bass. It was all so rich and detailed, and there was no bloat anywhere. The speed of the snare, the detail and the decay, it was all so transformative as I'm just sitting there in bed and I'm typing together what we're going to talk about today. In fact, I enjoyed the Utopia so much, I ordered a Norn Audio balanced cable for the headphone. Now, I've still been listening with this ridiculous 10-foot long cable what were they thinking? But this has a 1/4-inch jack on it. It's unbalanced, and this is ridiculous. But it doesn't let you take advantage of all that the SP1000 and its amp have to offer, because balanced opens up a bunch more power from that amp. Anyway, it was just a great experience, and I had to share it with you. Next, we're going to check out an exclusive headline. Now, the other day, I received a message from a guy we've had on the show before, John Moulton. You'll remember John. He's the creator and artisan behind Noble Audio. Their spectacular Sultan is my personal favorite IEM. He lives in Thailand, and we have a unique messaging app that I open up every once in a while and just check to see if he wrote me. So I opened it up, and I'm greeted by the most crazy IEMs. Now, what you are looking at is a special edition of their Noble Audio Sultan. 18 karat gold on the faceplates and housing, plus around 2 carats of pave diamonds surrounding that iconic Noble crown. Now, let's face it, these are IEMs made for a king. And there's only 5 of these that'll ever see the light of day. There are some photos of these online now, but John was kind enough to share a few exclusive shots for us to enjoy at the Director's Garage and Ogle. Now, the retail price of these, well, it's not cheap. $27,500. Now, closer to Earth, John showed me a pair of IEMs he was working on, and I took a look, and I wanted to know if they were wood or stone, and it turns out they're neither. This is Fordite. Okay, I said the same thing. What the hell is Fordite? I had to look it up. Well, folks, this is layers upon layer of auto paint that has hardened over the years, and it was taken out of old auto factories. Presumably, Ford Motors was the first, giving the substance its name, Fordite. John has found a way to work with this crazy visual substance and make an IEM out of it. I want one. But this is what separates an artist and an artisan from a manufacturer. John sees something and says, how can I make that into an IEM? Others look at it and see goo. John sees how he can make something no one else has thought to make, and that is a genius at work. John, seriously, now I need a hookup. This combines my very favorite things: cars, headphones, and music. That is me in IEM form. Now, he also teased that he's working on things that will make all of this look blasé. Imagine that. Just so cool, right? Well, now we're going to get into another mystery box, and it was sent to us by Audio 46. I don't know, I'm throwing stuff. Folks, Audio 46 has been killing it sending us stuff, and Lord knows they have some stuff to send. You name it, ALO Audio, Empire Ears, Kayan, all makers of crazy, insane stuff, and Audio 46 is the place to get it all. And if you use the coupon code Director's Garage, all one word, at checkout, you will save 5% on most of the gear they have in-house. Now, those savings add up and everyone benefits, including me. I'm being truthful. Most of the money I have made, not that I'm in profit, we're still operating this show at a considerable loss here at the Director's Garage. So stupid, right? But most of the money I have recouped from all these outlays has come from your referral purchases. So you are helping support the Director's Garage when you use the referral link. But the spirit of it all is that I love that this show can provide you all with a discount. And I thank Audio 46 for the hookup. They are the very best. So what do you say? Let's open this box or package. There's a box inside, I swear. And I think it wants to be open, don't you? Don't you think this thing wants to be open? Look, help me out. I want to open. I want to get out of here. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But anyway, here's how it works. Audio 46 sends me something without telling me what they're sending me, and we open it live on the show. It's some live action. And this is easily my favorite episode to do because of the unknown. It's just so fun to discover things together. And let's do that right now. Broken bottles under children's feet. Body strewn across the dead-end street. Got that one? That's Sunday Bloody Sunday by U2. Crazy, crazy good song off of their 1983 album, War. So I don't know, this one kind of screams IEM to me. I mean, you're not going to fit a big over ear in this, so it's got to be something in the IEM realm, I'm thinking. And, oh, this one's got a tear. It's got a tear. I don't know. It's more fun to cut with a knife. I like cutting with a knife. It just is, it's just cathartic. There we go. There we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? And wow, we got ourselves a final Audio A4000, but I think there's yet another something in this box. It's another S&W Strauss & Wagner EM205, which Honestly, I haven't opened the first one, so we have 2 of these now. I promise, guys, we're going to get to these. We're going to get to these. I know you really want me to open them. But my subject today is going to be this, the Final Audio Stuck in the Bag A4000. Yes, the Final Audio A4000. These are in blue. So this is an unopened box. Now, I'm not that familiar with Final Audio as a headphone maker. What I am familiar with is their ear tips, which are absolutely top grade. So interesting to see what it is they've done in terms of an earphone itself. This is a brand new pair. We're going to get to see exactly what it looks like when you get it home. And Pwah! There we go. Okay, we've got ourselves a case, and we've got ourselves a lovely Final Audio tip box, which I would expect because, like I said, world-class audio tips. You're not going to go wrong with these. So let's go back down here and try and get to the prize. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so kind of cool. This is a soft case. It's like a silicone-y thing. And then these are presumably around the ear little clippies. So let's take a look. Now, this is just a fascinating case. It's very, very rubbery. It's like a bladder of some kind of thing. Like you'd put ink in this or something. Very cool. Okay, so we're going to pop it open, and wow, there we go. Oh, okay. These are really sedate. These are a very understated pair of IEMs. They're shaped a little bit like the Campfire Audio Andromeda, but I believe these are plastic. I'm going to get the little sleeveys off of them so we can check them out. Let's take a look from above. Go to the overhead cam because, you know, it's here. These are very, very, very light. Very interesting. And I'll be very interested to see what's in these because they look small. So I'm thinking couple balanced armatures just looking at them, but you know, who knows? People, God, it's amazing what they're fitting inside of these tiny IEMs these days. Next thing I would note is this. It's got a strappy strap, a little Velcro strap, and I always appreciate getting these because they just come in so handy when you want to store a pair of headphones. And it's only a 3.5 only situation here. So presumably they're pretty easy to drive. I'm fascinated by this little case here. This is unusual, and I would think if I'm throwing this in a bag, this is a clever solution. First of all, waterproof, right? Because it's got this rubberized thing. So, you know, you're going to keep your IEMs dry. Very clever. And unusual. You know, this is like how Apple thinks about things. You get this type of case that nobody has thought about, and there's probably 100 problems with this we just haven't figured out yet, but I do appreciate that they went an extra mile and really came up with something original. I love originality in electronics. I think when people come up with something on their own that they think is good and different and they run with it, I'm going to get on board. But look, we've got ourselves kind of a wired up. I think the pink and the blue work quite well together. Is it a boy or a girl? We may never know. Notes, details on the IEM. They've got Final Audio written here, Final. And then there's a small R and a small L, which for the visually challenged individuals like myself, it's a little on the small side, but it is appreciated that it's at least on the headphone. And here we go. They're super, super light. Not that isolating. I can hear a lot going on outside. We are wired up and fired up. Let's go to... I'm going to start out with something different. I'm going to start out with Tedeschi Trucks. Let Me Get By. Very efficient headphone. They've got a beautiful top end. They've got a nice solid bass. Nothing sounds out of sorts. I might be hearing a little distortion in the mids, but it might be the recording. It does. My initial reaction to these is beautiful bottom end, nice recessed neutral mids, female vocal, fantastic. Guitar, nice sound stage. It's a very nice pair. The only thing is I am hearing a touch of distortion, and I don't know if it's the recording or if it's the headphones. So I'm going to go to something a little cleaner and push it and see if it distorts. Okay. So I'm going to Paul Simon's Graceland, and I because it's a cleaner sounding album, and I'm going to get clean instruments, and I'm going to push these headphones volume, and I want to see what I'm listening for is there distortion in the upper mids, because I thought I detected a little bit when I pushed the headphone. Okay, now this is coming off maybe a little bit on the bright side. Sounds like a big wide soundstage, and there's good detail. Maybe not the fastest thing I've heard. Moving on to Graceland for a second, I want to hear that, because this is a very clean song. It's a very winning tuning, but I'm afraid I'm falling into a trap here of a really winning tuning, a commercial maybe-ish tuning. And it's sort of tricking me into ignoring its flaws. Because there is a little bit of sibilance happening up top. Definitely some sibilance on the top end. Great bass though, the bass is solid. I'm going to go some Cat Stevens, which is another very clean sounding set of songs. Listening to Wild World off of his Greatest Hits album. There's a lot of detail happening, but I'm not convinced it's detail. I think it just might be a little bit of brightness up top. Yeah, they go sibilant. They're a little better under lower power, but when you start giving them the beans, as they say, you get a little sibilance in there. Okay, I'm going to Art Blakey Monin. I want to hear some jazz on this and see how it handles jazz. Like, the note feels sharp, but it's sibilant on the top end. It's really the Achilles heel of this headphone is that top end and the brightness and the sibilance. Here comes the trumpet. The sibilance is just a death blow for me on this. And when you consider what's out there right now with the... I'm going to stop here. When you consider what's out there right now with the Aria and with the Moondrop Starfield, they're just outperforming almost everything in the field right now, to my ears. I like a lot about these. They do have like a winning tuning, and I kind of like the feel of these. It's a softer plastic, but there's a sibilance problem that is a technical flaw that I'm like, other headphones just don't deliver that type of issue. Beyond that, construction-wise, the cable is not up to grade. So it's a 2-pin design, but they came assembled. It's not standard 2-pin though. It's got this notch on the backside, so you can't just put any cable with it, which I find unfortunate, because I would want to put a nicer cable maybe with this, because this is a bargain basement cable, and it's in a 3.5. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that this does not go for very much. The construction and everything, these seem more like an entry-level sort of starter pair of headphones, and they're not awful. I appreciate the bass on these, and I appreciate the shape of the sound, but there is that technical flaw living out there that other headphones maybe don't deliver. So we're going to have to go now to Audio 46 and take a look at what these cost, because it's going to have a huge bearing on my feeling about this headphone. Final audio, let's take a look. $159. Okay. So the next question is with what else is available at this price range, do I give these a nod? And the answer for me today is going to be no. $159. These go between $225 and $150. Hold out, find these for $150. They're a steal. $108. Moondrop Starfield. $80. Moondrop Aria. This is a brand new entry. I've not done a shootout between these two, but it's due. I owe you guys a shootout between those two headphones. I've been a little reluctant because, shamelessly, y'all don't watch these cheaper headphone episodes. You just don't tune in for them. And I get it. You want to see the big stuff. You want to see the fireworks. I get it. But these are really close, and there's probably a case to be made for either once I do a shootout. And I would take either of these over both of these, and I would most definitely take the Meze over the Final. I'm going to move these aside. To their credit, Final did not phone this pair in. I mean, they're thought out. They did go with a removable cable with a 2-pin. I don't like that it's proprietary, but they did that. They delivered a case that was unique and original. They delivered over-the-ear clips that can maybe keep some of the microphonics down on the cable from rustling. I just think that they didn't see it through in the development of the driver, because it does push too bright on that top end and you fall into sibilance. So that's going to be it. These are going to be a no for me. I hate giving manufacturers a no, but I do appreciate what they've done here. I just can't see anybody who's going to sign on for a sibilant pair of headphones that has solid bass when you've got other options on the market, and it's competitive at this $150 price point right now. Might be more competitive than the $1,000 price point. So I hope you enjoyed this first look at the Final Audio A4000. I wish they had a little more to offer us. It just fell a little bit short for me. Now I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the Director's Garage, because your subscription means a lot to me, and it opens the doors to bigger and better products. Now, we have a giveaway coming up. I've been working out the details for a couple weeks now. I have at least one product locked in and a loose commitment on a second. I'd like to add a third. I'm still working that out. And this is going to be to celebrate our 2,000th subscribers. We're up, got about 180 more to go. That's how we do the... That's my sound effect for turning, I guess, these days. And if you're subscribed, you won't miss the announcement. So click the little button, click the little bell and things, and it'll be great, I promise. Now, up next, we're going to go back to this product. The iFi iDSD Diablo that got a little nick in it that I'm going to pay for. We're going to find out what exactly makes this worthy of iFi's flagship offering. Now, we're also going to go back to the Norn. I'm going to look at the Canera Norn, and I'm going to give them a bit of a sound check before sending them back, because I think there's more there. I just got to work with them a little bit and try some different sources. We have so much coming up. I wanted to talk MQA today. I was all set to do that, but I got the John Noble stuff, and I really wanted to show off what he sent me, because it's so exclusive and so cool what he's doing over there at Noble Audio. So if you like today's episode, let's give it a thumbs up, and if I chunked yet another show, get in line. I chunk them all. Do the other thing. I can't blame you either way, and I will see you before you know it.